Welcome to Black Belt Beauty Radio, a podcast fueled by a passion to support your journey in developing your most beautiful and optimal performance in life. Each episode is driven with the intention to elevate your mind. When we elevate our mind, we elevate our life. So get ready. It's time to rise. What's up, people? Welcome back. So I'm excited about this episode. We'll keep it real. I'm always excited about these new episodes because I love doing this. But this next episode is another Instasode. And so for those that don't already know what an Instasode is, I'll quickly explain that it's basically a form of content that I'm going to be repetitively releasing over the podcast. And what it's made up of is it's a post from Black Belt Beauty's Instagram that essentially is more about mindset. And so, I write kind of heavier around these posts, and how I go about selecting them for the episode is a combination of two things. One, I really like to choose the ones that I feel you guys really responded to well, that, really resonated with you guys and I got great feedback from. And the other aspect of selecting is that upon reading the post, I get this kind of visceral feeling in me, like I'm reliving it, and I can feel it in my body. And I think the reason why that's so important to me is because it kind of feels like this intuitive notion that, perhaps these words are important to share right now and can maybe make a difference in, the lives of those who are listening. It's my hope anyway. So, this actual post that I'm going to share today is, it's a series of words. So sometimes the post will be a visual and then I write, and then other times it's actual words with my caption. But this time it's a series of words, and it's kind of this idea that came to me on one of my long beach runs, which I love so much. So much of my writing, comes to me while on these runs. It's truly a form of moving meditation. I have nature surrounding me. I'm barefoot in the soft sand. It's epic, you guys. So, sometimes I literally have to kind of type as I'm running, which is funny. But anyways, to get to the post, here we go. Courage is a mental muscle that requires constant use to remain strong. Repeating it. Courage is a mental muscle that requires constant use to remain strong. The caption reads, "Courage and strength come easier when there is consistency in training the mind to be as such. Like anything in life, it takes true desire to remain dedicated to the work that goes into achieving. And it really takes work every single day. But when you keep in mind these important and potent words, you are worth it, the work then becomes a practice of self-love. Mental magic tricks like that are just so much fun." And they really are. Mental magic tricks and fun. So to unpack this a little bit, I really believe that it's not easy to uphold the energy of courage. I think that when times are challenging, when we face adversity, in any manner, it's easier to submit to it. To let fear and worry and anxiety override us. And ultimately what that does is create a really messy, not feeling good path. So to oppose that, we need to evoke courage and strength. And that takes a lot of work. Straight up, it takes a lot of work to say, fuck you, fear, or, worry, anxiety. I see you, and I know you're trying to infect my trust and, get in the way of this beautiful path that is my life and, all that I intend to create and invite, from desire into it. But I'm not going to let you. So in the not letting, that is a form of executing courage. And it's a lot of energy to uphold. I firmly believe that in that process of upholding, we are strengthening it. And I think that even when we're not necessarily faced with adversity, but we are creating a life that stems from pure passion, from a place of true desire, not taking the uncharted path and moving every single day with trust from this place of a vision, and not having the whole, map laid out in front of you. It's literally day by day, step by step. And it takes a lot of courage to pursue a life like that, And so I really think that in that action every day, pursuing a life like this is flexing the muscle of courage. And I think ultimately it makes it stronger. I mean, it's personally my own experience, every day, there's so many beautiful things that I'm creating. And I mean, even just being a freelance artist, that alone it's amazing. It's gnarly. But it's beautiful. You get to a point where there is some, comfort and steadiness, but all of which you've had to create for yourself. Nothing has been handed to me at all. And so, to generate this kind of life and this kind of comfort on such a, path of uncertainty, I've had to and continue to flex that courage muscle every single day. And it's a choice, it's like you wake up and you decide, what am I going to embody and execute with today? And courage is definitely one of the energy forces that I choose to do so with. So, as these words came to me, I just thought that, they're important to put out because they act, hopefully, they're meant to act as a reminder of what most already know. And reminders, I always love reminders. I don't care how much I know it, I'll know it more, I'll know it deeper. And that's when it becomes, kind of like a default setting. You wake up, for example, in the example of courage, you wake up and, you evoke that part of you and you move with it. And it's just to the point where it becomes so habitual that it's just who you are. You're walking around your life, this earth, like a brave, badass, capable, strong human. And when adversity and challenge do arise that, trigger courage to actually be drawn from you, you are so ready. Because every day you're flexing it by saying, I'm ready to just move through this life, trusting myself and my process. And, whatever's going to happen along the way, I know that I'm going to be ready for it. And that's a very brave attitude to have. Not easy. I don't think it necessarily comes naturally, maybe certain aspects of it. But I think, again, like the point of the post is, I could be born with, a body type that really promotes or allows me to have lean muscle mass. But if I'm not taking my ass to the gym and doing what I need to do to generate this lean muscle mass, then it doesn't matter if I was born with it. And it's really the same concept, or that's how I view it. And, to get deeper into my caption, it is a lot of work, but I really wanted to amplify two things. That the work, you're worth the work. I know that all the work that I put in to create this mindset that allows me to create this life that I'm living, it's work that is beautiful. It's work that no matter how hard it might be or tiring it might be on some days, in the example of like, maybe I am being challenged and I have to uphold courage and, really fortify my trust. And that takes a lot of energy and it can be tiring. But it's a beautiful tired, and to go back to my caption again, when I said that it's a form of self-love, when you're fighting for something that you love and you believe in, I don't think we can generate a stronger sense of power from ourselves when love is backing the process, so the work that it takes essentially to strengthen these energies, these characteristics, this mindset that allows us to be brave and bold through our everyday life. And especially when shit gets hard, it's it's all an act. I feel like it all kind of comes down to loving what you are going after in your life, the person that you're creating yourself to be so deeply that the work is it's just part of the process and you just do it. So yeah, deep breath. That's essentially what that was coming to me in that moment when these words, came into my mind, and even just kind of replaying them back right now and reliving them and reinviting them into my nowness. I feel it. And, everything that I share here, I share based off of, along these lines anyways. It's all based around experience and things that I'm actually participating in myself. So makes me feel good. I hope it does the same for you. I hope that maybe this invites you or inspires you to create some kind of ritual for yourself where you affirm, your most courageous self every day, where you decide, that when you wake up in the morning, you are going to walk through the minutes of your days being your boldest, bravest, most courageous self. And it doesn't mean that there needs to be a challenge in front of you for you to have to activate that. No, I mean, just leading a very kind of creative life where you're not on autopilot, where you're really reaching and growing and aiming for, to create this beautiful, optimal life and yourself in the process. That takes a lot of courage. It's a lot easier to be on fucking autopilot. It's a lot easier to walk around and submit to lower frequencies like fear, anxiety. It's a lot easier to just kind of walk around numb and feel aimless. It takes a lot of work to have focus and aim and the courage to, create this kind of beautiful, unique design life that comes from your heart, that comes from your pure desire. It takes a lot of work. But again, I think it's beautiful work. So I will go deeper and deeper. But it's time for me to go move my ass in the gym. So I hope that this did something positive for you. I hope it invigorated just really good energy within you. And I appreciate your time spent here with me so much. I'd love to know what you think about the Instasodes, the concept, because this is definitely content, format that I'm going to be sharing throughout the podcast. I think it's really, so far I've gotten really rad feedback, and I'm so grateful for it. It makes me feel so good, and it truly fuels my process. So I hope that, as I get deeper into them, it amplifies the idea behind them, which is to serve you guys with kick-ass energy. So you can just carry on being your badass selves and then some. All right, you guys, thank you so much again. Lots of love, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for taking the time to check out this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please share it with your friends. Head over to iTunes, subscribe to this podcast, rate it, leave me an honest review. Let's connect. I am so excited to do that in this space and really create content that elevates your mind in support of your best performance in life. You can find me on Instagram at blackbeltbeauty. I'm active there every single day, and I look forward to connecting with you all. So thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one.